What's up, guys? Weather Wednesday coming at you with another Raid Shadow Legends video. And this morning, Raid released Hard Faction Wars, and I just want to talk a little bit about my initial feelings on this updated game mode. There are some good things about it, and there are some kind of annoying things about it. So let's just talk about how I did on the first day. First of all, this morning we had Banner Lords available, and we also had Shadowkin available. And then this evening we had Undead Horde and Demon Spawn Crypt available. And I was able to get 9 stars 2 times this morning. And due to some events that we're going to talk about, I was only able to get 6 stars each. Not because I failed or anything. One was a mistake, and one was nothing I could do about. Just the way things were. Now, first of all, we have the opportunity to get Polara Fireheart. It's a mythical. All mythicals are kind of awesome. You know, only time will tell how awesome Polara Fireheart is. But most of you aren't going to be getting this champion, possibly ever, or probably for a very long time. Up to 3 levels. So at the very minimum, it would take 7 full weeks. So a month and a half almost. Over a month and a half actually. To be able to pull all of this off. And there are going to be some players who do that. Those players have spent a lot of money on the game. Possibly, you know, it's possible that somebody has been free to play or a low spender that's been playing the game for 6 years. They might have enough, but it's going to be very gear intensive. And not only gear intensive, you have to have the right champions for certain things. Now, there are challenges, of course, with each of these. Apparently I can't look at that. What I've come across so far is stuns. You have to put on a number of stuns, a number of provokes, poisons, HP burn, and some of that, of course, can be taken care of with gear. You can get a stun set. You can get a toxic set to throw out poisons, but there is no set, as far as I know, that is going to throw out HP burns. There is a set that will throw out provokes. So most of those things are fairly achievable, but some of them you just straight up have to have the right champion. Now, also, you're going to have to probably have a good reviver. As it turns out, I don't have, to this day, I don't have a Shadowkin reviver. I don't know how many there are. Just looking here. Is there a legendary reviver? Am I missing somebody here? I don't know everything about some of the newer champions, but I'm not seeing a straight up reviver. I know that I had to cheese my way through the original Faction Wars like 3 years ago almost. I forget, I had to do something kind of sneaky to get through. I don't remember the exact details. I think I had to use a rare or something that had kind of a backdoor revive, or maybe it was like a like unkillable or something weird. Maybe you guys remember that. Maybe you had the same issue. But basically with Shadowkin, you just have to do like ally protection and hope you stay alive, and that's kind of crazy. Now, fortunately, a lot of us do have Lady Mikage, so there's going to be, along with Ninja, there's going to be a lot of, stuns and stuff, a lot of control that you can do to get through those stages. But some factions are going to be really hard, especially if you don't have the champions. I mean, I'm dreading Ogryn tribes. I just don't have great damage dealers. There's not a lot of great damage dealers in the first place, and I just straight up don't have them. I might have to use a lot of poisons or something. Maybe HP burns. Biggin is probably my best damage dealer, and he's not that good. Lizardman could be rough. I mean, probably a lot of Pythion, Ramontu, and Necmo. For me, maybe I'll have to put some gear on Dracomorph. Some of these factions are going to be real difficult. Some are going to be super easy for me, and for most players, you're going to be strong with some factions and not so strong with others. There's going to be some players, of course, that have all the gear in the world and all the champions in the game. But for me, I've been playing for nearly 4 years, and I know that I'm going to struggle with some of these factions. It's going to be a struggle. Some of them probably going to have to save a few more epics, some sneaky epics that are going to be helpful. But I can tell you this much, I'm not going to get this done in 7 weeks, especially since I made a couple of errors, or an error and something against my will that I'll explain in a minute. It's not going to get done in 7 weeks. It's not going to get done in 8 or 9 weeks. I'm going to struggle. Now, there are some rewards along the way. I already picked up a Primal Shard, which is nice. A lot of these rewards, especially early on, look kind of junky. It doesn't look like we can check out what the rewards are going to be along the way. Okay, yeah, we can. They're pretty weak. I mean, rare stuff that you can get pretty easily from other parts of the game. I mean, if there was more Primal Shards, that would be nice. A Void Shard. This stuff is pretty weak stuff that you can kind of just get elsewhere in the game. It's not that exciting. I think that they could have done a lot better with considering how difficult some of these challenges are. So I'm not super impressed with that, and the fact that it's going to be just so hard. It's going to be so hard to get everything that you need for that. But, there are some rewards, and that's okay. I do think it's good that we do have some better material drops. The glyphs are going to get a little bit better, and that's nice. Quite frankly, getting the same stuff for the Forge for years and years and years can get a little tiring. I mean, nobody's building resilience gear anymore. That if you've been playing for very long, if you've been playing 6 months to a year, you should probably stop building resilience gear. Probably. This is still good, but I have a lot of gear. I'm drawing a blank. What am I doing here? Perception. Totally drawing a blank on the word, but I have a lot of perception gear. A lot. Some of it's pretty good. It is very useful, very valuable, but now we're getting a lot of, getting just so much feral gear. I'm getting a ton of it. I'm saving it more than I really need to, probably, but you just get so much legendary gear from Siege, and quite frankly, it's a little bit better than Perception. It can be used with Perception, but you're getting a ton of feral gear. Every once in a while, pinpoint gear is coming around. I think it is about time, probably, for another event dungeon to come soon, hopefully. Hopefully that'll come soon because it's really hard to get amazing bottom piece. Like, it's hard to get gloves, chest piece, speed boots. It's tough to get all of the accessories that you need. Top pieces, super easy. But Perception is still a great set. But a lot of players have been farming that for a lot of years. So it is nice that there is some more incentive now. You should have been doing this anyway. There's obviously very important stuff that you can get from Faction Wars, but now there is some more good stuff that you can get. So I think it was time that they improve this. And maybe not everybody's going to get the top reward, but you'll get better rewards, and the top players will be happy that they get another free mythical. I just don't know how realistic it is for most players to be getting that. One thing that really frustrated me about today in particular is the advanced quests, which I know not everybody cares about, but I do care about. It says defeat one Faction Wars boss. That was impossible to do on hard Faction Wars today. I could only do 3 levels, and you have to get to level 7. So I had to do normal Faction Wars, and that's why I didn't get to the 3rd level, or I didn't pass the 3rd level on my Undead Hordes, because instead I had to take down Faction Wars boss. The other problem that I ran into, if I can go back here, is when I went to my Demon Spawn Crypt on the 2nd stage. I had to beat it twice because the first time I only got 9 of the 10, I think it was provokes that you need on the 2nd stage. I only got 9. I accidentally killed the boss on like a counter attack or anything, or something before I was able to quit the round. So that one is on me, to be honest. But it is easy to screw up a stage, and that's just going to delay you. Not the end of the world, but a little bit annoying. I did find it nice that when you're in the middle of a round, if you hit pause, you can see how many debuffs you have put out. That did take me a little bit of playing and quitting a couple of rounds before I discovered that. I think that's new. I don't think that's anywhere else in the game, but it's definitely necessary. So if you're concerned about that, like how many poisons have I put on here, you can actually pause the round and it'll show you, 9 out of 10 HP burns or 8 out of 20 provokes or whatever. So that is nice, but it is kind of annoying, at least on these early stages, where you have to be careful to not kill things too fast, because you got to get all those debuffs out. So it does take some strategy. As you can see, the times aren't very fast because I have to manual them. Yeah, I mean, stage 1, I had a manual for over 10 minutes because I didn't want to kill things too quickly. I had to get, I forget, is it poisons? Whatever it was on stage 1. So that is a little bit of a nuisance, but hopefully I'll start getting some of these really nice drops. I'll go ahead, and I didn't really pay attention to what I received, but it does look like I got 128 of these. Let's try it out. Maybe I'll get a 0.01% mythical. It could happen. Not really. We got where receives 5% less damage from champions that have a different affinity. Okay. I mean, okay. That's terrible. You can throw that on somebody. But just a rare. So nothing special. Nothing special there. But I think, the higher you get, the better charms you're gonna get. I do want to check to see if I got any good charms. I assume. Okay. You need to be able to. You need to be able to sort this somehow. I guess I can do new. Did I get any? Okay, I only got whatever the uncommon or whatever. I only got uncommon glyphs or whatever rarity this is. Green is uncommon, right? So I'm guessing that you have to get to kind of higher levels. I guess I could check that real quick. I don't know at what level you get better glyphs. Okay, drops rare. Okay, so yeah, the higher you get, you have to get deeper into it to get better glyphs and stuff. That's fine. At least it starts out that you could technically get a 6-star glyph here. So that's something. And I'm guessing, the further you get down, okay, you have to get pretty far. You have to get to stage 11 to get an epic glyph. Technically, you can get rare at stage 7. Okay. Okay. It would be nice if you could get a rare on stage 1. You are in hard faction wars. But, I feel like maybe it's just kind of a nuisance to get through all this stuff. It would be nice if it was just like regular faction wars or normal, where you just have to beat the stage with everybody alive and it being a little bit harder. But I guess it is a little bit more interesting to have to figure out these debuffs and stuff. It's just going to be annoying when I probably come across some faction where you have to throw out, say, HP burns, and maybe I don't have an HP burner. Maybe there's 1 HP burner or 2 HP burners in the whole faction and I don't have them for whatever reason. I feel like that's going to happen. Because I haven't saved, every epic in the game and built every epic in the game. And I'm still missing a ton of legendaries. I have 2 mythicals, free ones. So, what do I think about Faction Wars overall? It's all right. Like, I think overall, it's a good thing. But it's also kind of annoying. It's kind of annoying, kind of interesting. I'm kind of torn on it. Overall, I think it's good to have more rewards in the game, but there are flaws. That's what I'll say. It's flawed, but it's good to have in the game. They gave us something to do. Now, of course, once you beat it all, then you don't have to redo the HP burn. So that's kind of a one-time thing. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'd say probably good. It'll be nice to work your way through a faction and then just be able to farm it however you like. I kind of wish that's the way it was in general. I wish you didn't have to do all these kind of debuffs, but sometimes you need a challenge. So I'm kind of wishy-washy on it. But overall, I think it's good to have something a little bit new, a little bit fresh, without, having to do a totally new, huge dungeon boss or whatever. Like it's slightly different, and I think it's gonna be hard. You're gonna have to have some really good stats toward the end. The one thing that really is going to be a problem is eventually I'm going to run out of these 1 hour gear removals. I mean, I'm already down to 7. I used 2 or 3 today for mostly for this purpose, because I didn't do it all at once. I'm gonna run out of those real soon. I think that they need to make the free gear removal possibly permanent. Yeah, they probably need to make it permanent now. I don't think they will, but I think they need to at least make it more common. Give out more of those 1 hour removals, because I'm gonna be moving around provoke gear. Like, for example, I've never done a global preset before. I never needed to, but I did with this. I did with a provoke set, because I'm going to need to be moving around a provoke set, a stun set, like probably a toxic set, that kind of thing. I'm gonna have to be moving it around. So I already used this on at least 2 champions today, maybe 3. I don't totally remember. I think there was only 2 provokes that I had to put that on. So that's gonna be frustrating. I think that the gear removal is gonna be the biggest issue. Other than that, it's gonna be challenging. If you don't have the champions, if you don't have the gear, it could be a problem. I think there's gonna be a few players, the top 1% or the top 0.1% maybe. It's gonna be super easy, barely an inconvenience. And there's gonna be a lot of players that are still struggling with regular faction wars, but those are newer players. You've been playing the game for probably a year. You're probably through faction wars, give or take. If you're super smart and you're a super grinder, you can get through there 3 to 6 months. Like, if you know exactly what you're doing. A little bit faster if you spend some money. A little bit slower if you're a very casual player. But for those of us that are kind of in between, not a new player, not even a progressing player, but not like a whale, it's going to be challenging. It's going to be challenging for some of us. Let me know in the comments what you think. Are you doing hard faction wars? Does this feel like a challenge? Is it a nuisance? Is it a good thing? Am I missing anything? These are just my general feelings from playing it myself. I haven't watched like a ton of other videos on faction wars. Other than, a few people were able to test it a few days ago, and I got some kind of idea from that, but until you actually experience it, until you actually see what you have to do for each level, there's only so much that you can prepare for. It was kind of what I expected, but I think some days are going to be frustrating with it. We'll find out over time. I think it's going to get really hard toward the end with the stats are going to be quite intensive, I believe. I've heard that the speeds and the accuracy are going to get a little bit crazy at the end. That's probably going to be a challenge. We'll see. That's it. I think it's a good thing overall. Could be better. Please make free gear removal permanent. That's it. I'm Weiler Wednesday. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel. I just recently got over 500 subs, and now I'm trying to get up to 1,000. I appreciate it, and I'll be back with more Raid Shadow Legends content. See ya!